I see you already getting that Christmas stuff out, huh?
Already?
Man.
Welcome back to McMarriage.
Episode 2. You do, I do.
Marriage roles.
Hope y'all enjoyed y'all Thanksgiving though.
Mistakes and all, but all I want is love unconditional. Love unconditional. I don't deserve it, no, but it would be worth it all. All I want is love unconditional. Love unconditional.
So this week, guys, we're going to be diving into different marriage roles the husband should play, roles the wife should play.
But before we go any further,
subscribe.
subscribe.
And also turn the notifications on. So every time we drop a new video, you'll be the first to know.
All right.
Now, a wife should clean the house, a wife should cook, and a wife should wash the dishes, right?
Wrong.
Wrong? How'd it go then?
You do, I do, we all do.
Oh, so that's how we do.
Yeah, that's how we do.
So I can cook, I can clean, and I can wash the dishes?
That's right.
You cut the grass?
We got a gardener.
We got a gardener. But look, basically, y'all, that's an old tradition, an old way of thinking. A lot of people get a misconception of thinking that the wife is supposed to stay at home while the husband brings the bacon home and do all these things. That's not how it works with the McWaters or with McMarriage here. I might cook one day, I might clean one day, and I might do the dishes one day, right?
Yes, but when you have children, that's what you have children for. So they can join in on this team and they can do the dishes and vacuum and clean as well.
Yeah, get them
But
to
here
work.
in our household, we both take part in running the household, doing what it takes to keep our home intact and together.
Right. I remember it was a point when you worked the morning shift. And I was working the night shift or the swing shift. And I took it upon myself to always try to make sure that I stay on top of the laundry, try to make sure I stay on top of the dishes, and even try to prepare a meal. So by the time you got home, everything will be good. You wouldn't have to worry about coming in, fumbling, doing those things like that. So that's something we want to let you guys know. If you guys have these conflicting type of schedules, or maybe the wife works more and the husband works nights, husbands, you gotta do your part as well. Just make sure everything is prepared so when your wife comes home, she's not hitting you with the, oh, I'm tired, I had a long day at work. Because guess what, y'all? I'm gonna tell you something. This is a secret right here. If you do those things, get the food ready, have the house clean, have them dishes ready to go, when it comes down to you know what, she ain't gonna say she tired. Bills.
What works best in our household is that we have a joint bank account.
Right.
We believe that if we both have access to the same bank account, it just keeps the confusion, arguments down. That way nobody's hiding anything from each other.
That's right. You know, at the same time, the joint is also important. But at the same time, you can have yours, I can have mine. You know, different things, but it's also very vital to always have that joint account.
Yeah.
And we always take it upon ourselves to communicate with each other if we're nowhere making a big purchase or something that might affect the finances or anything like that.
Yes.
You know, she's gonna give me a call, I'm gonna give her a call, a text, whatever it may be, just to make sure those things are good. We don't want to never get into the habit where we're like impulse spending and then we look back at our statements and like, so you just gonna go buy all that stuff on Amazon, not tell me? Yeah, which she does sometimes, but it's all good. But look, we have to kind of, you know, communicate those things because we don't ever want to get in a hole and try to figure out where our money went.
We also believe in our household that it is best for there to be one specific spouse, one person that is going to take care of the bills. That way nothing's getting shut off, things are not going overdue, past due, unpaid. So in our household, Justin is the financier when it comes to paying the bills.
Yeah, so basically what I do every month is I put together a budget. I know I get paid twice a month, so I know on this check, let's say the car note is coming out, or this check, we need to put money away for the mortgage or the rent, or this check is the phone bill, this check is the lights. So different things, I make a spreadsheet where I know that the first check covers this, the second check covers this. I always make sure I email that over to her. And what I always like to do is make sure I pay before I play. And what I mean by play is talking about are things like leisure activities, date nights, going out to eat, just different things like that. I always want to make sure that I pay all my things first, then whatever I have left over, that's what I'm going to play with. Now, some people get in the habit where they want to play first before they even pay for where they stay first. You know, and that don't work because most importantly, I think the most important thing is to cover that roof over your head, then figure out that vehicle you're going to drive, then figure out them lights and everything else after that.
But even more importantly, we pay our tithes first.
Oh yeah, 10% off top.
Off top.
Run that. I run that straight to God. You feel me? That 10% off top.
Yes, and that's in our household. Hopefully in your household as well.
Now, some of these things we share right now are just things that we have personally done over our years in marriage. It all has been trial and error. It hasn't came easy. It's not something we learned overnight. We kind of worked at these things, and over the years, we figured these things out. Like, you know, we figured out that I'm going to take care of these finances. We figured out you do your thing and so forth. So this may not be how you guys specifically work in your relationships or your marriage, but it's worth giving it a shot. If you guys have some gray areas right now that you're dealing with where, let's say you guys take turns paying the bills and she may forget, he may forget, why don't you just solely put that responsibility on one person and then the other person takes that load off in a different area and see how those things work for you. Like we said, we don't have all the answers, but these things have personally worked for us. So the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting the same results. So if you keep doing these things this way and it's not working, then what's the harm in switching it up? Try something new. You know, switch it up one time.
Now it's all in your approach.
Right.
You can't come to your spouse, your significant other, addressing him off of seeing this video or hearing from somebody else. Your approach is everything. So for us, when things weren't working out, we would sit down, we would look at what's going wrong, maybe areas that we need to tweak things, but our approach of staying calm through a conversation, putting different scenarios on the table. I've suggested before, by seeing him frustrated with taking care of some of the bills, I've suggested, let me try it. He wasn't too happy about it, and he allowed me to try it, but once he saw that, you know, he felt like that was more his thing to do, him just allowing me to try it out, right. I think it got him to understand like that was for him. Yeah. And it works better for me because I'm more at peace.
And once you try it, you kind of realize that it was more so something that you felt comfortable with me doing, but just for the simple fact that I let you try it. Yeah. We get some people, you know, nowadays who won't let nobody try anything. It's like, no, I've been doing it, I'm gonna continue doing it. If I'm struggling with it, oh well. Yeah. But for the fact that I let you try it, and then maybe it was like maybe a month or two.
About a month.
About a month, and you know, she forgot a couple things. And so we kind of like, nah, we're gonna come back to me and I'm gonna lay this down. But you know, it's been times where I've even tried some different, you know, roles here and there, and I forgot some things. So, but the key to all this, you know, is the teamwork. Yeah. You know, as they say, teamwork makes the dream work. When you get married, when you're in a relationship, it's not one person, it's two people. And as they say, it's no I in team. Yes. So you guys have to work together. Everybody has to know their part, their role. Now some people can exceed in various roles. But know your part, know your role, know what you gotta do, know what works for her, what works for me, what works for you, so forth. Complement each other.
Yes. Also, one thing you want to remember to do, with him knowing all of the codes, the access, the passwords, it's very important to write things down for your spouse because you never know. Tomorrow's not promised to anybody. So if he was to go to be with the Lord tomorrow, I'm not going to know how to pay the bills. Right. It's important to write these things down somewhere so that your spouse is not lost if you were to leave this earth tomorrow. So,
like she said, God forbid something were to happen to me, I'm gonna make sure that the password to this bank account is written down somewhere, whether it's on a computer file
we kind of keep the same
or somewhere in a
passwords as
drawer.
well.
Make sure all those things are obtainable and accessible. Make sure your spouse knows where the important documents are around the house,
Life
from
insurance,
the social security
yeah.
cards to the life insurance to the medical cards, things like that. Nowadays you get, just say the wife only knows these things, or only knows the codes to the safe, and the husband is left in the dark, or vice versa. No, you're together, y'all both need to know these things, all right?
Now that concludes today's episode. You do, I do marriage roles.
Yes, hope you guys enjoyed that. Now listen, if you have any questions about today's episode, please drop a comment. Our email address is in the description. Send us an email. We'll be glad to chop it up with you guys. Now what we want you to do is we want you to try to apply some of these things that we talked about today, right?
We hope you do.
Just go ahead and try to apply those things and let us know how that works out for you.
Yes.
Now speaking of that, next week we're going to dive a little deeper, right? What are we talking about?
Next week we're going to be talking about now you're speaking my language, love languages.
Okay, love languages. All right. So y'all stay tuned next week. Want to see y'all back.